So you'll see the logo is even, it's hard to see in here, but the logo is even kind of, it pulses and changes. And this is why we have to own that even we are buying into this, right? And we are in a place where we cannot, our brains literally are wired now to expect the next new thing at all times. We're going to catch up here a minute. And as a result of that, there we go. As a result of that, our brains literally have underdeveloped in the regions that have to do with self-control, emotional regulation, attuned communication. This all happens in an area of the brain called the prefrontal cortex. And the prefrontal cortex requires opportunities to have to focus, to have to be still, to have to to be able to be very directly attentive in order to have wiring occur in this prefrontal cortex. Neurologists tell us in parts of the brain where we do not stimulate, so if we are not stimulating a portion of the brain, it gets pruned off. The wiring doesn't happen there with the same kind of fierceness and intensity. And that is what's happening with these important regions of our brain. This I just find interesting for students of all kinds. Many of you maybe saw this research. It was everywhere, all around the world. The researchers were trying to see, did we retain information better if we took notes by hand or if we typed notes? And basically they found that in every way that they tweaked the research, every single time we retain information better when we write notes by hand. And there's all kinds of literature out there that shows that when we take the time to engage one more form of our senses, our retention and the way in which it activates the brain is almost 100% of the time more robust, and that's important to be aware of. So how do we kind of limit or control for some of these neurological impacts and endocrine system impacts that all of this tech immersion is having? These are some things. Sometimes force yourself to delay gratification. So rather than watching the entire season of Downton Abbey in one sitting, like watch one episode a week. It's like a radical act of civil disobedience anymore to force yourself to wait. But literally sometimes force yourself to wait. Teach self-soothing skills. If we don't know how to be soothed anymore, if we don't know how to be still and quiet, which our brains do not get the necessary kind of opportunities to develop that skill anymore, we will constantly be turning to things because we don't know how to be unstimulated. So you know, in the past, when we didn't have access to 24/7 forms of entertainment and stimulation,